Here is your favorite place ever. This is where you put your tickets in. So I'm going to walk you through a little bit about this portal if you didn't know much about it, except for just reporting an incident. So if you look over here to the right, when you're sitting here looking at your big screen, right? The notices right here that we're looking at, these are all reminders from the county. So things like the Google Drive file stream was once again available, blah, blah, blah. If you remember last year when we upgraded to Windows 10, some of you went early and they messed up the file stream and then they fixed it. So they put a notification up there. We see that. You guys can see that. Another reminder they have is that the students must change their passwords and it has like a password, whatever things. So anything from the county, if we have a county-wide outage or something's happening and you guys email and say, hey, is the county aware of this? Is this a county-wide thing? It usually shows up there and that's where we actually check for you guys. Another thing that you're going to see is the your current activity and your completed stuff. So if you put a ticket in and it is not resolved yet, then you're looking at these tickets up here. So for instance, I put a ticket in for a new account for one of our new TAs recently. They have not closed it yet or fixed it yet. Or made the account yet. So it's sitting right there. It says awaiting response. As you see, this one says in progress. So someone has been working on that one versus this one hasn't really been looked at yet. You can click on them and see, notes that they have left or anything that they've done, if they've transferred it to somebody. So you can see the actual outcome of what's happening with your tickets. Then you have completed tickets. So these are going to be, if you can't find your ticket, you're like, hey, I put a ticket in, it's not up there. It's probably down here in your resolved status. So again, you can look at this one. You can see the notes they put. Every time you resolve something or we resolve something as a team, we have to explain what we did to resolve the problem. Some people type more explanation than others, as you can imagine. But if you look at how it was resolved or what was resolved about it, then you can see what happened with all of your tickets and your issues. So that's one thing that we wanted to make sure to show you is that you have full visibility of all of your tickets that you've already put in. The other thing that you want to look at is your reported incident. So I'm actually going to click on that one because we're going to talk about that one. So when you're reporting an incident, this is like if you're putting a trouble ticket in, put a trouble ticket in for anything technology. I have been slower so far this year to getting to tickets that require me, meaning things like software, the website, things like that, only just because I have so much on my plate right now that I'm trying to get through my to-do list. But essentially, especially things that Kathy and Peter will answer, putting in a ticket is actually the fastest way to do it. It not only gives us a ticket because they work from their service desk list and they look at all their tickets and that's how they work throughout the day. But it also sends us all an email when someone's put a ticket in. So if you put a ticket in, you don't have to email us and say, hey, I put a ticket in. We know because we get an email, okay? So in here, your end user, that's you. So this automatically pops up when you are logged in and try to do a ticket. And it says your position. Just an FYI, if your job title or your location is wrong, go ahead and put another ticket in to get that fixed. We want to make sure that we have the right stuff here. Otherwise, it'll affect some of your account information. The category is the next biggest thing. So the category, as you can see, has a bunch of things in here. The arrows actually break these categories down more. So if I put account and access, nobody would know what I'm talking about if I go send my ticket on to the DDI team who does accounts. What they want to know is what kind of account am I talking about? So the lead account or account in Oracle, or am I talking about something else? So all of these sections, categories have arrows that you can kind of dial down, web application, so you can see all the things that we might want to do, Phoenix, all that kind of stuff. The cool thing is, especially for Phoenix, that's one of the ones that go straight to the Phoenix team. So if you actually dial down all the way to Phoenix Gradebook, it won't even come to Riverside's ticket feed. It'll go all the way to Phoenix, and we won't even have to wait for us to send it on to the team. So I'm just going to pick one. Let's click software. Let's not click software. Let's dial it down and click a Chrome extension. Summary. This is really just, what's happening. Don't put your whole thing in the summary. You want to, if you have a lot of details, you want to make sure you put them in the details, but you could put the majority of what's happening in the summary. Your device name. This is going to be whatever the asset tag or that number that's on the top lid of your computer. Mine is 41073. Usually it pops up, but it didn't today. And then your room number and room availability. This is important for a lot of our DDI people if you need something fixed. So your room number is where you're going to be, or the workroom or whatever. The room availability is going to say, I'm off second block, so you can come then because I'm teaching the rest of them and I don't want you to interrupt my teaching. So this is really important, even though it's not red. It's more important for us to see when we can come try to troubleshoot those things, those issues with you guys. And then you will save and close at the very top. And you're done. Just make sure you get a lot of that information in there. And again, you don't have to send us an email. We'll get it. And this is the quickest way to get our attention because that's how our techs, Kathy and Peter, that's how they work throughout the day. They don't sit in front of their emails all day. They work through this portal right here.